Hi everyone, my name is Calvin Allen. For my project, I plan to bring to the awareness of our community and community around our neighborhood and beyond uh, on the tragic crisis that's going on with fentanyl. Fentanyl, why is this important? Fentanyl is a drug that can be used to be lace any other drug, opiate like heroin, and now recently even marijuana is being laced with it, and it's getting into the hands of our young kids, and we've had quite a few overdoses from it. This is not just an isolated incident where in just one community. It is a crisis, a national crisis, and it is important to bring to the awareness of the parents and people in general how dangerous the drug fentanyl is. Fentanyl is a drug that's 80 to 100 times more potent than morphine, which is a painkiller also. Used legally under prescription is fairly safe, but just a small amount of fentanyl taken with alcohol can cause an overdose. So I wanted to bring to the awareness of the public and the nation eventually through immediately making aware by holding, I plan to hold educational workshops in our schools, and maybe at some of the other institutions in our neighborhood and community to bring parents and people in the community, make them aware of how deadly this drug is. It is a drug that, like all opium, it is very safe when used properly, taken effectively under the prescription of a doctor. But it is getting into the hands of dealers on the street, and it is any illicit drug. Now kids are substituting painkillers now for heroin. It is a very heroin, which is cheaper than any opiate that you can buy on the street, because the dealers are taking it and crushing it up and putting it in, mixing it and lacing all the other drugs on the streets with it. And the reason it's so significant, and I believe such a national crisis, is that it's so easy to get. The recidivism of prisoners are high. The death rate now, the toll is climbing, and fentanyl, according to studies, is not going to go away. So it is a national problem. I plan to make aware of the danger of it by posting flyers, by visiting and collaborating and networking with other agencies to bring to the awareness of our immediate community how serious of crisis this is. So that is a beginning. I'm one that don't believe in that small beginning is a beginning, and we have to start somewhere. So I plan to reach out through collaboration and networking, posting flyers when workshops will be held, talking to people in the political realm, how we can go about starting legislation, creating legislation to allocate money to open up more treatment centers, because it is a drug that you can't just go to a meeting like AA or NA once you get hooked on it. You will need inpatient treatment, and the type of treatment is more different than any other type of treatment that is required for a drug such as this. Detoxing is not comparable. The withdrawal symptoms from it is 5 times greater than heroin or the drug that they use, the heroin maintenance drug that they use, methadone. So it is a national crisis, and it's one that I take real serious, and I plan to do all I can to get the public, bring them to the awareness of the serious nature of this drug. I focus more on fentanyl than any other drug because, of course, all of the illicit drugs in the street, once they come on the street, even though they are legal to take under prescription, they're dangerous. So there's a lot of people that's not educated on this. Substance abuse or any type of drug abuse is an addiction that is medically known as a disease. The disease concept, it is, it starts with a compulsion, obsession in the mind, and then the compulsion starts to use, and the person that's addicted will pick up whatever it is to make them feel better. The whole thing is, our kids they're young, and some of them are not even finishing up high school before they come in contact with the drug. So starting somewhere, I believe a good place for me to start in this project is to reach out to agencies such as the police department, the education department, and other agencies in our area to get started. There is legislation that's going to have to be reformed to impose stiffer laws and penalties for dealers that's selling the drugs. So I plan to do all I can to make that happen. Thank you.